Welcome, Transformers fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today I'll be bringing you my review of the Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Darkmount. And first, I have to clarify something about the name. If you're unfamiliar with Transformer lore, the name Darkmount is actually a Decepticon fortress slash stronghold slash battle station. It's actually supposed to be a location. It's an actual building that is called Darkmount. And this character's name is actually supposed to be the Generation 2 character Straxus. That's the intent. That's who this is supposed to be, Straxus. Now, why is he called Darkmount instead of Straxus? Well, at the time that this figure was released, Hasbro did not own the rights to call him Straxus. And you're probably wondering, well, why? That's a bit weird. Like, why wouldn't they have the rights? Well, apparently, since Transformers started, ever since it started back in the 80s, this has always been a problem. And to this very day, this is still a problem that keeps popping up, where they have to keep renaming characters, putting placeholder names, because they just don't have the rights to call the characters their original names. I guess historically, the most famous case would be Jetfire, where his original name was Jetfire, but then they switched it to Skyfire, and then they switched it right back to Jetfire because they had the rights back. So then, and even to this day, it's still going on. I think as of right now, they're gonna release a character called Blackwing, who was originally called Darkwing, but who was I think then in the 2000s switched to Darkwind. So the name kept changing around. And that's still happening to this day, and Straxus here is no different. So in the video, for the title of this video, I will refer to him as Darkmount because that is the name that was on the packaging. So that's but for the rest of this video, I will refer to him by his actual name, which is Straxus, because that's who this is. So with that intro aside, and I guess I can check that off of the trivia portion of this review, I'll get on to the actual vehicle mode. And here he is. And what this is that this is actually a heavily modified South African G6 Rhino, which is a military vehicle that's kind of like an artillery thing. It's like a long-distance tank shooter. It's an artillery vehicle. That's what it is. And in terms of articulation, he's got 4 wheels, the 2 main ones up front. And even though you see treads, he does have 2 tinier wheels under here. And you hear they kind of squeak is because they're really tight together, which he actually doesn't roll quite well. He would if the back wheels would also turn with them. So yeah, this could be a problem with the figure itself, or just that maybe when I transform him, I put him on too tight. Like I said, not sure. Just be aware that these back wheels might be a little stiff. And what else that moves? Oh, the actual turret can move 360 degrees. You may have to like move it a little bit, but yeah, it can turn 360 degrees. And plus, his 2 little weapons here can also move. They are on well, these are, you can actually remove these. It's basically clips and ball joints. So you can move around because they are on ball joints, and ball joints do what ball joints do. I am missing one accessory though. These little attachable accessories, let me just remove them. These 2 are the only ones that I have left. He's actually supposed to come with 3. It's supposed to be the machine gun, the missile pod, and the grenade launchers, which I lost. And still haven't found them. But yeah, these would be the accessories, and as you can saw, you can just clip these on any one of these 3mm posts. I think that's what these are called. These are the first. Is this the first time I'm using characters with the post system? No, I've used it before. Never mind. But yeah, you can just have these clip on to any of these posts or anything like that. Yeah, so this guy comes with a little bit of customization. So besides the 3 clip-on accessories, the weapons, he does come with 1 more, which is the barrel of the gun, which is the actual main gun, which will make a lot more sense when I transform him. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I guess one other little fun fact, since I might as well just get it out of the way. It says M17 here. And yeah, what that's supposed to mean is it's supposed to represent Marvel issue number 17, as in Marvel Comics. Because apparently that was the, no, not apparently, that was the comic that Straxus was first introduced back in the 80s. In the 17th issue of the Transformers Marvel Comics series. Oh, and I guess bonus fact, back in the day, Marvel was in charge of doing the comics of the Transformers, the first ones. That a lot of the name, that it was Marvel that actually, I think, came up with a lot of the American names for these characters. Let's just add one more thing that Marvel's responsible for. So yeah, that's it for I think the vehicle mode. And before I turn him into robot mode, he technically does have one extra mode, which I think is referred to as a battle station mode. And basically what it is, it's sort of, well, I'll show you. Let me just transform him. First, you have to take this part up and sort of lift it. Lift it up like so, like that. And then rotate it to be like that. Then you come down here, separate this, pop them open, and either leave it like that, which actually doesn't look half bad. I think if you leave it like this, it's not bad. But what you're supposed to do is come in here, separate these parts, which you can tell are his robot mode hands, and sort of angle them. Separate here a little bit too, and angle them. Angle them like this. The idea is sort of something like this. It doesn't look that interesting, and I think it looked better if you just had how it was the first time, where you just separate them and leave it like that. I don't think you could ever get this to look exactly how it's supposed to look in the instructions, because it is. I get the intention, but it's a bit goofy. It's not that great. And then you lift up these handles, and here you have him in his. Come on. And here you have it in his battle station mode, as it's referred to, in which the idea is that you can have a transformer back here hold on to these handles, and he can and he can just manipulate it as a turret. Or another way to interpret what this is, it could be like a his artillery mode, which is what I like to think, that he can go into like this tripod stance in order to fire long distance rounds. And that's pretty much it for this. Just wanted to let you know that it is there. Oh, and the gun barrel can move up and down. So you got a little articulation at the barrel. And also I had to justify what these were, because these are supposed to be the handles that another transformer is supposed to hold on to, you know, to turn it. So it's either a turret, battle station, or artillery mode. It's whatever you want it to be called. To be honest, I'm not a fan of it. I don't hate that it's there, but let's face it. All this is just it's just this thing halfway transformed, and also the only way for me to explain what these handles are. So that aside, let's get on to the actual transformation, which can be a bit tricky because there's a lot. Because there's a lot of parts that you have to move out of the way for clearance. Like one good example is here. Let's fold this back down. Come in here. You have to first pop open here. I said pop open here. Like I said, there's a lot of clearance maneuvering. Come on. There we go. A lot of finagling. You gotta open that. And then when you maneuver enough that allows you to pop that open, you can then separate there and fold out. Come on. There we go. And fold out. Then you can pop. Whoops, not that. Oh, it's supposed to be this. There we go. You're supposed to unpeg this. And this was the accessory I was talking about. This is going to be his main robot mode weapon, which I'm just going to transform it. You take this piece here. Which could be, there we go. Slide it all the way down until you hear the click here. Rotate this piece down. And you can adjust the spikes however you want. I like them out like so. And then you have a Straxus pickaxe, which I will put off to the side to show off later. So let's get on with this figure. And I find that to be one of the harder parts to do, which is just working with that. So flip this up, straighten this out, fold in, fold back in. Then you come in here, fold this out, push that in to get out the heel. These are going to be the legs. It's a neat transformation, but it's a bit tricky the first time doing it. Well, first couple times. You really have to do a lot of finagling in order to get it to work. Rotate the feet forward, come in here, pull this piece out, have it be like that. And then you come in here, fold this up, fold that out, and you get your nail in there, your fingernail, whatever. And you have to pull out, well, it's easier, you can just push it from down here. You have to pull out the head, fold this back down. You have to like line it up so that it closes properly. And then you just pull this down and then make sure, well, as you saw, this connects onto there. There we go. And we're almost done there. All we have to do now is fix the arms, which you have to essentially maneuver that to make sure that these pieces, that these parts are on his back. Whoops. Which, I said, it's a little trickier the first couple times when you're getting used to it, because it's a lot of moving parts out of the way to get other parts, to give other parts clearance. And then you pull this out for the shoulders, for the shoulder armors. Fix up the arms a bit. Straighten them out, straighten up the hands. And adjust the, hold on, you gotta do a little bit of adjusting here. You gotta adjust these back parts a little bit. There's no really official way to like put these. I like having them a bit opened up a little. I guess you could connect them. Oh, I guess you could connect them if you want to maybe have it be more stable. But I like them at an angle. I think it adds a little bit of flair to them. And then that's it. There he is in his robot mode, which I gotta say is really impressive. It's really cool looking. Even the backpack doesn't bother me that much, because you could say it's sort of like a cape or something, or wings even. Especially when I start adding weapons to it, it doesn't look half bad. Nice bulky body. This guy looks like he's ready for war. That's what he looks like. He's like a real war machine here. And just check out that head sculpt. To be honest, the head sculpt I think is what really drew me to the figure in the first place, because it looks like a Predator. Like, I mean, the Predator alien from the movie Predator, the Yautwa, if you're a fan of that. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that. It just looks really cool. So let's get on with articulation. There are some stuff that might get in the way, but his head is on a ball joint. His neck he has got a long neck, the gray bit, so he has he can't utilize the ball joint to its fullest potential. But he does have it, so you can do some rotation. If you lift this armor up, you can see he does have a ball joint in there, so he can move around, but he can't lift his arm too much. Maybe at an angle. He's got an elbow. He actually has a ball joint in the wrist, so he has some wrist action. And the hands, both hands can open and close, so he has hand articulation as well. So yeah, this guy's got plenty of articulation. He does have a waist swivel. You can move these what are the handles for for clearance and stuff, but they don't really get in the way. You got waist swivel. He's got ball joints at the legs, which allow him to do a really nice kick. If you move it around a bit, even better kick. So ball joints there. You have a swivel here at the thigh, at the lower thigh, and the knee. The only thing is that it's a really high knee. Yeah, it's a really high knee, but there it is. And actually has a ball joint at the foot, so you can get pivots. So you can actually get some ankle pivots, a lot of ankle movement, which is really nice. So yeah, in terms of articulation, this guy has plenty of it. Quite a bit for a deluxe class. Really nice, really nice. So far, nothing negative about the figure. I guess the one big negative is that I feel that he has too much stuff on him. Like his own armor and bulk kind of gets in the way of that articulation a little bit. Like he's got a he's got a thick neck, so he can't utilize the ball joint that much. He's got the armor thing that prevents him from putting his arm up any further. He's got this stuff in the back, which makes it a little annoying to transform. And he's got this armor here, this here, and the really long legs. Even this thing has the bulk, which prevents him from utilizing the ankle pivot that much. So if anything, this guy's a bit too bulky for his own good, or he has so much articulation potential that the bulk actually gets in the way a little bit. But that aside, it's a minor thing. It's still really, really nice figure, really nice mold, really cool. And let's get on with his accessories. Before we get on to the main event, which is the pickaxe, that I'll just put right there, we can clip these on. And how I do it, like I said, in any one of these ports, you can do it. I like clipping it onto here, like so, and then having this move around. You know, you can adjust it with this. And then this. Just clip it there. If I had the grenade launcher one, I think I would probably have it down here, or here on the side of firing if I had the grenade launcher. But don't. Lost it. So, I'll just have to deal with just this, which is fine. There we go. Just adjust it like that. You have his accessories. I will say I think the ball joints here at the thighs are a bit loose. But that's an easy fix with some I don't know, what's that I use? Like nail polish remover to make the joints a little thicker so that they move less, to tighten them up. Yeah, if you just tighten the joints, it'll be fine. It's an easy fix. So now the pickaxe, which pop open the hand, put it in there, and close. And there you go, he's got his pickaxe. And he actually has enough articulation, thanks to his wrists and stuff, where he can hold it. I don't know why it's causing me a little trouble now. But he can hold it with... He was doing it before, hold on. He can hold this with two hands. So there you go. Close it up, and there you go. He has it with two hands. Although I think he looks a little cooler just holding it with one, like over his shoulder. I mean, not even over his shoulder, right there. Oops. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Not only does he have an elbow, but he also has a sideways elbow. Like look, he's got the hinge for the elbow, and then an in and out hinge so that he can, there we go, so that he's able to hold it. So he has an extra hinge on his arm so that he can hold the pickaxe with both hands. And yeah, really cool. They added an extra hinge specifically so that he can hold his weapon with both hands. As you can see, he's got hinge and then another side one to hold the weapon, to be able to hold the weapon with both hands. But usually I like having him hold the weapon with one, holding his pickaxe with one, because I think it just looks cooler that way. So yeah, this has been, that's it. Like overall, it's an incredibly, just what else is this? Like I've already praised the heck out of this figure. Like overall, it's a great figure. It's a great, really good figure. He's got great articulation. The robot mode looks awesome. The vehicle mode looks really cool. I love the fairly realistic looking military vehicle that he is. And it's one of the more obscure ones. It's not like a standard tank. It's an artillery vehicle, which is really nice. You know, seeing some of the more not obscure, but not the more well-known military vehicles. It's nice to see some more obscure things. And like I said, I guess my one complaint is that I feel that the transformation is actually not that complicated, but it requires some practice. Because it's a lot of having to do stuff in a specific order, because you have to move stuff out of the way for clearance to allow other stuff to move into place. That I actually have a little trouble transforming him back into his vehicle mode with some alignment problem. But that's just me. I just need some more practice. So yeah, just be aware that his transformation is a bit finicky. Not really hard, but just finicky. That's all I can really say about the transformation. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Some other facts that I can say, other than all the stuff I said in the beginning, is that the mold was reused, as far as I know, twice. in a Timelines shattered glass version of himself, which I think was like really yellow, and was then retooled, slightly retooled into his when I say wave mate, I guess toy line mate, Skullgrin. So yeah, this mold was reused with a new head into recolored, slightly retooled with a new head into Skullgrin. And that's pretty much it. So yeah. So this has been my review of the Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Darkmount, because that's what it says on the packaging, but it's supposed to be Generation Deluxe Class Straxus. This is Composite EnerJoe. Well, like I said, overall, great figure, highly recommended. This is Composite EnerJoe, signing off. Peace out.